You're out with your friends. You want to watch a movie, but no one has his own house free. Or you're out and you want to watch a football match or the F1 race where Ferrari is going to be crashed, but you hate to watch it on your smartphone screen. Or maybe you just want to have a flexible 120-inch display inside your house. If you've seen yourself in one of these situations, this may be the right product for you. I'm talking about the BenQ GV30, a portable projector with a built-in battery that can last between 2 to 3 hours depending on the use, and you can bring it with you wherever you want thanks to this amazing suitcase it comes with. Included in the box you find the projector itself, of course, a magnetic stand, this one right here, a USB with built-in OS, which I've already installed. You are watching the installation procedure right now. The power cord, of course, a remote, very handy, and I almost dropped it. And the suitcase I was talking about. The GV30 has 3 main inputs. The OS, which is wireless of course, and we'll see that in a minute. An HDMI port, very handy. It's not 2.1 because it natively projects 720p 60 fps, so no need for HDMI 2.1, and a USB-C port. We also have an headphone jack and the power in. I usually use the included OS because it's just easier, you don't need any extra cable, and you're good to go with the included remote. Once you start up the GV30, it will automatically focus and automatically also keystone correct, which is fundamental for a portable projector because you're going to move it, so it won't be in its perfect and desirable positioning. For those who don't know what keystone correction is, it just means that it automatically adjusts based on the level of distortion, because if you don't put it perfectly perpendicular to the wall you're projecting to, it will be more of a trapezius and not a rectangular, so it will be corrected by software. Of course, if you can align it to the wall, your projection will be the best quality possible. Once it has done all its things, it will boot into the OS, which is of course an Android based one, and you can find Amazon Prime, Plexi, Disney Plus, a lot of services I've never heard before, and Netflix, no, not really, but we're going to talk about Netflix in a minute. You can get it installed, but it won't be instantaneous like it is for Prime Video. If you want to install other apps which are not installed by default, you can download them from the Google Play Store or install any APK file, which is like the exe for Android. But if you want to get Netflix, and you probably want to, you can either download it from Aptoide, which is an app store and it's by far the best choice, or you can cast your smartphone or PC screen, but that's not very comfortable and it goes against the idea of portability. Let's say you want to watch a movie on Prime Videos, you log into, you select it, and boom, ready to watch it. Let's watch something on Prime. This is coming from the projector itself, Max Audio. Let me mute a little bit. This is actually a very challenging scenario for the projector because of how much light is in the video. In the TV series there's a ton of light and you can see that you'll lose some details in the most highlighted parts, but the contrast is not bad. Like, you can see the difference between dress of the man and his hair, so not bad. You can see the difference between the white of the kimono of the girl and the wall. you can tell the difference between the variants of the same color.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Tony. You can call me Juliana, you know.
Your necklace, it's very lovely.
Thanks. My boyfriend made it.
Ah, is he an artist?
The speech, you can clearly hear it. The audio is amazing on this thing.
My mother's expecting me. How about tomorrow before class?
Again, details in the most highlighted areas, not perfect. Here, with a crowded image, you can see that without a ton of light coming in the scene, it handles colors much better, and as soon as sun gets in the way, it gets kinda all blurred together. If you're plugged in the wall, I strongly recommend selecting the normal mode, because by default the selected one is the eco mode, which is great for battery life, but it lowers the contrast and the brightness, which are like two of the weak points of this projector. If you're using the battery, leave it like that, otherwise it won't last very long. I've said that brightness and contrast are two of the weak points of the GV30. With its 300 NC lumen, you need an extremely dark environment to enjoy the content play. At the slightest change in brightness, you will notice it instantaneously on the quality of the image. But if you're playing it during the night outside the house, you will still manage to watch the match or your film or whatever with no problems. I've tried to use it to game in a public park, and it's been a nice gaming session. Check out the reel on my Instagram or on TikTok. If you're planning to use it indoors, you'll need to shut your curtains to have the best experience, but I think that's a good compromise. It's the thing about entry-level projectors. The brightness is usually not that high. As for the contrast, colors are far from perfect, but that's not even the aim of this projector. When you watch a movie, you will notice that colors tend to have a less consistent, less vibrant accuracy over a normal TV or monitor. As for how easy it is to install it, it's pretty straightforward. You can use this magnetic base stand if you have a plain and rigid base to place it, but if you don't, I recommend using a tripod. That's usually how I use it. When you want to install it, all you have to do is just, in my case, screw it in place here on the tripod, take the remote and turn it on. There you go. It's really storto. I have an issue with my tripod, which is basically broken, so it won't be aligned perfectly, but I mean, as you can see, it's fixed together with duct tape, so not the best solution ever, but we can have a look at how it projects. Now, in a pretty lighted environment, the quality is garbage, but let me turn off some lights. It's already better, way better, but I still have to close the curtains. So let's see. And now it's even better. The only light source is my PC. Let me turn that off. Now is as bright as it gets. This is actually brighter, but you need to remember that it's completely dark in this room. The tripod, I don't know, I haven't thought about this before. The projector on the bed and the projection on the ceiling. That's brilliant. Handles it much better because you can more easily align it to the wall. This way you're going to have a better experience, and not everyone has a plain surface, rigid surface to place it like at 1 or 2 meters far from the wall. This was my case because in my room I don't have a solid surface to place it 2 meters from the wall. I usually place the GV30 right there on the tripod, casting towards that wall on top of my setup, and this has been the best solution for me. But I could also flip that desk on that wall and put the projector at the end of it, but I would have to move the bed, and so nah, I'm not gonna do that. I could also place, and I'm thinking about it, a shelf right there so that I can place the GV30 on top of it and cast to that wall. That could be also a solution, but for now I just prefer to use the tripod and cast it on this wall because it's the largest. The part that most surprised me was the audio department. It's amazing. Like, thanks to BenQ's collaboration with Trevolo, I think it's pronounced like that, not sure, the sound is sick. It feels as if it was coming directly from the wall, which at first I was stunned by. The basses are deep, accurate mids, so in speech you will hear them perfectly. Consistent highs, like, I can't complain about the audio. This is compatible with an entry-level or even mid-tier soundbar. All things considered, this projector is great, but for a specific audience. Let me explain. If you want a portable projector to watch films or matches or whatever the case may be with your friends outdoor, in your garden, or whatever you can find an empty wall, realistically. Or if you want a huge screen inside your room, but you can't or don't want to install a TV, also good luck finding a 120 inches TV at a reasonable price, like less than 10 grand. No way you find something. If you're not looking for the best image quality but the most flexible option, or if you're a mix of these three, you're a good candidate for this product. Otherwise, I don't think this is for you. The BenQ GV30 costs around 550 euros, not cheap, but for all the aspects analyzed in this video, if you're the right audience, once again, this can actually be a good deal for you. Let me know if you're interested in reviews of products a little bit more particular, like this one, down in the comments. Thank you so much for sticking until the end of the video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!